Guys, whenever we are talking about any metabolic pathway, one of the most important thing about that pathway is that how much energy it is yielding. And when we are talking that, or when we are saying that how much energy, by that energy we mean how much ATP is being produced, because we have been talking again and again and again that ATP is the central energy yielding molecule. It is the energy currency. So, in case of glycolysis, of course, ATP is produced during the process of glycolysis. The end product of glycolysis is pyruvate, or it can be lactate also, or ethanol, depending upon what sort of glycolysis is taking place. But at the end of the day, keep in mind that these end products contain the energy in them. So, most of the energy which is present in the glucose, which is actually the initial most molecule of which is the initiating molecule for the process of glycolysis, not all the energy in the glucose is utilized here, or not all the energy contained in the glucose is given here in the form of ATP. We get only 2 molecules of ATPs, which means that the end products, that is the pyruvate, lactate or whatsoever, they still have a lot of energy, and that energy is then gained from these molecules through the process of TCA, tricarboxylic acid cycle, or the Krebs cycle, which we will study in detail soon. There are 2 types of glycolysis: aerobic glycolysis and anaerobic glycolysis. In anaerobic glycolysis, as the name shows, that you do not use oxygen, and the number of ATP molecules you get here are only 2 ATP molecules. Total ATP molecules which are generated in the process of glycolysis are 4, 2 are then utilized. So, at the end of the day you come up with 2 molecules in anaerobic glycolysis. So, there is no net gain of NADH, because NADH which is being produced here, it does not go into the mitochondria, because there is mitochondria is not used here. This anaerobic glycolysis is without oxygen. On the other hand, aerobic glycolysis is glycolysis in which we make use of the mitochondria, and it is the glycolysis in which a lot of ATP is produced. 2 molecules of NADH2 are produced in aerobic glycolysis, or in any glycolysis 2 molecules of NADH2 produced, but here in aerobic glycolysis these 2 molecules of NADH goes to the ETC, electron transport chain. Do you remember कि ये 2 molecules कहाँ से आते हैं NADH के? Okay, if you remember that, yes, it was in the first phase of the glycolysis, when glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate was changed into 1,3-biphosphoglycerate, not first, actually second phase of the glycolysis, and you get the NADH2 in it. And as a result of this, you can use this NADH2 in the electron transport chain. One NADH2 molecule gives rise to the formation of almost 3 ATP molecules. So, if you have 2 NADH2 molecules, you will have 6 ATP molecules coming out of the aerobic glycolysis. So, 6 these from NADH2 and 2 from the molecules from glycolysis itself, that is the substrate level phosphorylation, you end up with 8 molecules of ATP. Now, NADH2 by itself cannot enter the mitochondria. It has to use the certain molecules, the shuttle molecules which help it to transport through the membrane of the mitochondria and then to be utilized in the electron transport chain. अगेन सर्टेन क्वेश्चन जो आपको अपने आप से पूछने चाहिए, अगर नहीं पूछते तो आप साइंस नहीं कर रहे, आप सिर्फ याद कर रहे हैं। और मैंने आपको पहले लेक्चर में कहा था साइंस में देयर इज नथिंग लाइक याद करना, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड यू कैन नेवर अंडरस्टैंड अनलेस यू आस्क क्वेश्चंस। आप जब तक आपने आपसे क्वेश्चंस नहीं करेंगे आप नहीं समझ पाएंगे। सो लेट्स पॉन्डर, व्हाई नॉट एरोबिक ग्लाइकोलिसिस ऑल द वे। अगर इतनी ज़्यादा एनर्जी एरोबिक ग्लाइकोलिसिस देती है तो हमें फिर दूसरी एनारोबिक की क्या ज़रूरत है? हर मौके पर एरोबिक ही चलती रहे, क्या ख्याल है? ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एटीपी, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एक्टिविटी, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा फ़ायदा, क्या ऐसा नहीं है? सोचें एनारोबिक में क्या मसला है ऐसा, वो क्यों नहीं ज़्यादा एनर्जी पैदा कर रही? सोचें ज़रा। वैसे हम बात काफ़ी कर चुके हैं, वी आर रियली थॉट अ लॉट, talked a lot on it, so it must not be a difficult question for you. अगर दुनिया में कहीं और बहुत एक सियारा हमें मिले which has a very highly civilized aliens, very intelligent aliens on planet X, let's say कोई planet है उसका नाम X, तो आप क्या ख्याल करते हैं? Will it be using aerobic or anaerobic glycolysis for metabolism, for producing energy? Just think about it.